The Lepcha Róng people, also called Róngkup, Mútuncí Róngkup Rumkup, and Rongpa, are among the indigenous peoples of Sikkim and number between 30,000 and 50,000. Many Lepcha are also found in western and southwestern Bhutan, Tibet, Darjeeling, the Mechi Zone of eastern Nepal, and in the hills of West Bengal. The Lepcha people are composed of four main distinct communities: the Renjóngmú of Sikkim, the Támsángmú of Kalimpong, Kurseong, and Mirik, the ʔilámmú of Ilam District, Nepal, and the Promú of Samtse and Chukha in southwestern Bhutan. Origins. The word Lepcha is considered to be the anglicized version of the Nepalese word lepchi, meaning vile speakers or inarticulate speech. This was at first a derogatory nickname but is no longer seen as negative. The origin of the Lepcha is unknown. They may have originated in Myanmar, Tibet or Mongolia, but the Lepcha people themselves firmly believe that they did not migrate to the current location from anywhere and are indigenous to the region. They speak a Tibeto-Burman language which some classify as Himalayish. Based on this, some anthropologists suggest they emigrated directly from Tibet to the north, or from eastern Mongolia. They were even said to be from Japan or Korea, while others suggest a more complex migration that started in southeast Tibet, a migration to Thailand, Burma, or Japan, then a navigation of the Irrawaddy River and Chindwin rivers, a crossing of the Patkai Range coming back west, and finally entering ancient India. While migrating westward through India, they are surmised to have passed through southern Bhutan before reaching the final destination near Kanchenjunga. The Lepcha people themselves do not have any tradition of migration, and hence they conclude that they are aboriginal to the region, currently falling under the state of Sikkim, Darjeeling district of West Bengal, eastern Nepal and the southwestern parts of Bhutan. In the Mechi Zone, they form 7% of the population of Ilam District, 2% in Samtse District, and 10% of the population in Taplejung District. In Sikkim as a whole they are considered to be around 15% of the population of the state. Language. The Lepcha have their own language, also called Lepcha. It belongs to the Bodish-Himalayish group of Tibeto-Burman languages. The Lepcha write the language in their own script, called Róng Lepcha script, which is derived from the Tibetan script. It was developed between the 17th and 18th centuries, possibly by a Lepcha scholar named Thikung Mensalong, during the reign of the third Chogyal of Sikkim. The world's largest collection of old Lepcha manuscripts is found with the Himalayan Languages Project in Leiden, Netherlands, with over 180 Lepcha books. Clans. Lepchas are divided into many clans, each of which reveres its own sacred lake and mountain peak from which the clan derives its name. While most Lepcha can identify their own clan, Lepcha clan names can be quite formidable, and are often shortened for this reason. For example, Simakmu and Phonungrum Songmu may be shortened to Simak and Phoning, respectively. Some of the name of the clans are Sada, Ringong, etc. Religion. Most Lepchas are Buddhist, a religion brought by the Bhutias from the north, although a large number of Lepchas have today adopted Christianity. Some Lepchas have not given up the shamanistic religion, which is known as Mun. In practice, rituals from Mun and Buddhism are frequently observed alongside one another among some Lepchas. For example, ancestral mountain peaks are regularly honored in ceremonies called Siu Rumfat. According to the Nepal census of 2001, out of the 3,660 Lepcha in Nepal, 88.80% were Buddhists and 7.62% were Hindus. Many Lepchas in the hills of Darjeeling and Kalimpong are Christians. Clothing. The traditional clothing for Lepcha women is the ankle-length dumdum, also called dumjim. It is one large piece of smooth cotton or silk, usually of a solid color. When it is worn, it is folded over one shoulder, pinned at the other shoulder, and held in place by a waistband, or targo, over which excess material drapes. A contrasting long-sleeved blouse may be worn underneath. The traditional Lepcha clothing for men is the dumpra. It is a multicolored, hand-woven cloth pinned at one shoulder and held in place by a waistband, usually worn over a white shirt and trousers. Men wear a flat round cap called the ʔilámmú with stiff black velvet sides and a multicolored top topped by a knot. Rarely, the traditional cone-shaped bamboo and rattan hats are worn. Marriage customs. The Lepcha trace the descent patrilineally. The marriage is negotiated between the families of the bride and the groom. If the marriage deal is settled, the lama will check the horoscopes of the boy and girl to schedule a favorable date for the wedding. Then the boy's maternal uncle, along with other relatives, approach the girl's maternal uncle with a khada, a ceremonial scarf, and 1 rupee, to gain the maternal uncle's formal consent. The wedding takes place at noon on the auspicious day. The groom and his entire family leave for the girl's house with some money and other gifts that are handed over to the bride's maternal uncle. Upon reaching the destination, the traditional Nyom ceremony takes place, and the bride's father arranges a feast for relatives and friends. This seals the wedding between the couple.